St Germans is a village and civil parish in East Cornwall, England. It stands on the River Tiddy, just upstream of where that river joins the River Lynher. The waterway from St Germans to the Hamoaze is also known as St Germans River. It takes its name from the St Germans Priory, generally associated with St Germanus, although the church may have been associated initially with a local saint, who was gradually replaced by the 14th century. This magnificent and ancient Norman church is adjacent to the Port Eliot estate of the present Earl of St Germans. The other villages in the historic parish were Tideford, Hessenford, Minot Cross, Polbathock, and Bethany, but new ecclesiastical parishes were established in 1834 and 1852. In 1997 part of the St Germans parish was made into Deviac parish. The area of the civil parish is 10,151 acres, and it has a population of 1,427, increasing to 1,460 at the 2011 census. An electoral ward with the name St Germans also exists. The population at the 2011 census was 4,301. Parliamentary borough. The village was one of the rotten boroughs, electing 2 members to the unreformed House of Commons until the Reform Act 1832. As in many of the Cornish rotten boroughs, the franchise in St Germans was restricted to a tiny number of freemen, rather than to all residents. But even they were not numerous by the time of the Reform Bill. The male population of the borough was only 247. However, the previous census had shown that the whole parish had a population of 2,404, and the initial proposal was that St Germans should lose only one of its 2 MPs, but the Whig government subsequently decided that the availability of sufficient population in a surrounding parish should not save a borough from disfranchisement unless a substantial part of that population was already within the borough boundaries, amending the bill's schedules so as to extinguish both of the St Germans MPs. The Tory opposition attacked the decision as politically motivated, and the vote in the Commons was one of the narrowest in the entire Reform Bill debates. The seal of the borough of St Germans was St German seated on a throne, with the legend S. Propositor St Germanian Lair. Church history. See of St Germans. St Germans was originally the seat of the Bishop of Cornwall before the see was combined with that of Crediton in 1042. Today the Bishop of Truro,'s assistant bishop, is known as the Bishop of St Germans in acknowledgement of this, although he has no specific links with the village. The first of these bishops was appointed in 1905. Under its Latin name of Sanctus Germanus, the see is included in the Catholic Church's list of titular sees. The adjectival form of the name of the see is Cornubiensis, meaning Cornish or of Cornwall. St German's Priory Church, John of Cornwall. John of Cornwall, in Latin Johannes Cornubiensis, a Johannist, a Sancto Germano, was a Christian scholar and teacher, who was living in Paris about 1176. Little is known of his life. From his names, it is surmised that he was a native of St Germans. Almshouses. Sir William Moyle's almshouses, also known as the Galleries, date from 1583. They are unusual in that they consisted of 6 one-room apartments on the ground floor and a further 6 on the first floor. The upper rooms open onto a gallery along the front of the range, which is reached by stairs at either end. The almshouses were converted into 4 separate dwellings in the 20th century. It is a Grade II * listed building, fishing quay, railway station and viaduct. It was originally a busy fishing village in the 19th century. The St Germans quay was busy in the last century with cargoes of timber, coal and limestone. Until the last war the trade in roadstone continued. Now St Germans Quay is home to the village sailing club, the Quay Sailing Club. The sailing club is now well established and plays a part in the life of the village. St Germans railway station was opened on the 4th of May 1859 at the west end of St Germans Viaduct, 106 feet above the quay. It is notable for having the best preserved Cornwall railway station buildings. May Fair. There are references in St Germans to a fair in 1284, as well as a second fair on Lammas Day. A rental of Landrake Manor made in 1652 says there was a fair kept yearly within the town of St Germans upon the last Thursday in May, but notes that the fair has decayed and ended under Cromwell's government. However, the fair was revived shortly after the Restoration, possibly due to the similarly timed Capel Day to celebrate the Restoration, and there are multiple references to it from then on. Indeed, it is listed annually in local newspapers until the late 1950s, with the date of the fair held on the nearest possible day to the 28th of May. Robert Hunt in Popular Romances of the West of England describes a two-day festival that took place on the 28th and the 29th of May. On the 28th of May, a mock mare was chosen, with many formalities, remarkable only for the rude and rough nature, and cattle were brought into the village for the fair. On the 29th the mock mare, who had been supping too freely of the fair ale, was pulled around on a cart to claim his pretend jurisdiction. On this day, anyone entering the village without the leaf or branch of an oak leaf in his hat was thrown in the trough of water fed by a stream on Nut Tree Hill. On the 27th of May 2012, the fair was revived. A new mock mayor was elected, and a symbolic May tree was paraded through the village. Twinning. St Germans is twinned with Plouerneau in Brittany, France. Persons. Robert Scawen, English politician who sat in the House of Commons at various times between 1640 and 1670. He supported the parliamentary cause in the English Civil War. William Scawen, politician and key figure in Cornish language preservation. Sir John Eliot, key parliamentarian figure in the build-up to the personal rule of Charles I, died in the Tower of London, of the local Eliot family.